sometimes the hardest part for me is figuring out what zipper to use. I have these, I bought a whole bunch of black ones. I accidentally got the one that are like interior, they're hidden zippers. So it has like, you can't, this is actually the top of the zipper. This stays underneath, which is kind of cool. But I only have black. And then these are just multicolored ones that I get like this huge, and it comes in lots of different sizes. So I have all these colors, and I have to pick the one that matches for me of the colors. So like this is always really tricky for me, and it's hard. Okay, here's what I picked. Because the red matches, it's kind of. The next thing I have to do is cut these to size and put little like fabric tabs over those sides. I like to put them on both sides. It's kind of a pain, but it's how I like mine. So that's the next phase. So I went through my scrap fabric and found the same fabric, just smaller pieces. And I'm going to use these to make the little tabs. And really all you do is you take a piece of fabric and kind of fold in, and then I'll cut this so the metal isn't there and just sew along there. And what that does is it keeps the edge of the zipper hidden in pretty fabric. And I'll do that for both sides. This is always kind of a pain, but it's gotta be done. So I just measure by putting the zipper on top of whatever pouch I'm going to be doing and have it be about 1/2 inch. I just eyeball it. And then you have to remember to move your zipper to the inside space. I always leave the zipper on because I hate putting zippers on things. So, you know, if you're a professional, then maybe you're going to have this in zipper tape and you add the zipper later. I'm not like that. So then I just eyeball and cut around here. Once I know where I'm going to cut, these scissors are not my good scissors. These are my good scissors that aren't for fabric, because I use them a lot of times to cut through things like this. And they're, I think, what are these, resin zippers? Super easy to cut through, super easy to sew through. You still have to be careful, but it's not like bad. So there, now I have the zipper the length I want it to be. And I usually will plan, like I'm gonna use these two fabrics, and then I just put all that in a stack and come to the next stack. So my stacks currently have the lining fabric, the quilted batting exterior, and then I'll get like this. And I go in these like bunches. And then I always have a little bit of this waist at the end. If anybody has ideas of what to do with these, I would love ideas. Because right now I just throw them away and I always feel guilty. So I don't know, maybe I could sew them together, and I don't know. And this is turning into a whole tutorial, sorry. So then I take these and I fold them in half. And you could iron these, but I'm just not gonna do that. And then we fold it again and again. And I feel like if I just crease it good enough, that's good enough. And then you've got a little pocket. Then you slide this and clip it in place. And then you just sew and sew. And then you just snip. On both sides and clean it up. And that is one of my least favorite parts of this whole process, and it really isn't so bad. It's not so bad. So it's ready to go. I just have to do it for the rest of my little pile here. At this point, I could have made a YouTube video about this. I need to be better about making some of that stuff. I really wasn't planning on doing a little walkthrough of what I'm doing, but hey, if you're still here, that's how I get my zippers ready.